adventures.
All right, guys, welcome back. I'm going back to my roots, and that is arguing with Chuck from Alaska Ballistics. Probably our best videos are of us arguing.
And him being wrong.
Sometimes I'm right. Years ago, that's all we would do is argue. But we got a good debate for you today. Check out Alaskan Ballistics. I'll put a link up there. But I'm saying that an AK in some instances is a better hunting rifle than, are we going AR-15?
Yeah, AR-15.
AR-15. So I'm choosing AK. I got the Zasava here, and you're choosing an AR-15. So why am I wrong, Chuck?
Well, first of all, your AK is just not accurate. They're not accurate. You can't get MOA accuracy out of them. AR-15s are known to be MOA accurate, even half MOA accurate at times. This one's probably about 1.5 to 2 MOA accurate, which is still double the shrunken group size of that, or like still half as small as that is going to be on paper at 100 yards. The other reason why you're wrong is AKs are pretty much available in three calibers. 223, 5.56 they're available in, 7.62 by 39 obviously, and then of course the 5.45 by 39 as well. And you can find some oddball ones out there if you really want to and you want to pay custom guns, but you're not going to be able to buy like a $400 or $800 upper and change your caliber like you can with the AR-15. And so the AR-15 is going to be better because this is a 458 SOCOM. This will take down a grizzly bear or moose. This is a 300 grain bullet moving at about 1970 feet per second. It's actually getting faster on the box with this gun than the velocity posted on the box. So you can't get 2,400 foot-pounds out of any round chambered in an AK. There's no 2,400 foot-pound. This is 2,400 foot-pounds. It recoils a bit more than a regular AR-15, but it is not bad. So it's not bad at all. I would highly recommend, this as a short-range hunting woods gun. The anechoic suppressor, discount code Alaskan, really good on here. It really helps with the supersonic rounds especially.
All right, well, you've made some good points, but I have to disagree on a couple of them. And first of all, the accuracy. You are correct. A AR-15 is inherently more accurate than the AK. However, there is a myth that AKs are inaccurate and can only do like 1.5 inch groups. It depends on the barrel. A lot of it is because they use this not a very well optics mount, the side optics mount that I don't really like, compared to having the upper receiver with an actual rail built into it. Mm-hmm. That's part of it, but people have been able to be very accurate with their AKs, even sub MOA.
Prove it to me with your groups.
I have not been able to get over like an inch and a half, but I'm not that great of a shooter. I typically get an inch group with like a really good rifle that gets sub MOA, but I will work on that. But there are some people that are very accurate with their AKs. One thing, they do make a 308 Zastava, so that and it's not even that expensive. So
yeah,
that's something.
But you can get an AR-10 even cheaper.
Yeah, and you can get it. You got a piece of grass in your.
That is one thing. Going through the woods, you got all these M-lock rails. Yeah, you can get grass, and that's true for yours too. Yeah. The other thing I'd like to say about the AR-15 is this is lighter. This is definitely lighter, even with the heavier, bulkier barrel of the 458 SOCOM. Yeah. This is lighter by a significant amount than that heavy railed version. Now, you could probably get an AK that's lighter in the right configuration, but that's one thing that's available. If you're hunting, you can still get a Faxon 18-inch pencil barrel in 5.56, or even you can get some pencil barrels in like 6.5 Grendel and all that kind of stuff, and get 18 inches, 20 inches, that kind of thing, and still get some lightweight barrels and still get some pretty good accuracy if you take your time shooting. And this is something that the AR is really good at, is the modularity and changing those barrels and 2 pins and changing upper. You can change a caliber So you can have one bear defense, bear hunting caliber like 458 SOCOM, and you could have have one up, one lower, and just switch them out for home defense versus bear defense, or bear hunting. So I think for especially short range, that the AR-15 is better. But when you start looking about things like caribou,
Yeah.
there's not a 6.5 Grendel AK.
Yeah.
There's not a 6.5 Grendel. There's not a 6mm ARC AK.
You can
and
go-
certainly not one with a long enough barrel to actually reach the velocities, which you can do in an AR-15 and put a 22-inch barrel on a 6.5 Grendel and get enough velocity to knock over a caribou. But you can't really do that with an AK. Not to saying that an AK won't do it, but you're going to have to stock a lot closer.
If you'd let me speak, I would tell you that you can get a pretty light AK. And as for the round, 7.62 by 39 is actually a very competent round. It can take out most any wild game in North America. I mean, it's basically like having a semi-auto 30-30, but you've got 30 rounds that are never going to fail on you.
Okay, so let's bust that myth. Yes, the velocity is about the same as a 30-30, but a 30-30 is using a 150 or 170 grain bullet to get in that velocity, whereas you're using a 123 grain bullet, so you're not getting the same energy. That is a myth. Don't let anybody tell you that again, because if they do, they have their head up their ass.
It's getting close, though.
Yeah.
It's getting close.
No,
it's
not. It's 50 grains away, and to get close, it would have to do that with, it'd have to do 2100 or 2000 with a 170 grain bullet, and just it doesn't do that. The 30-30 is much more powerful than an AK-47 as far as foot-pounds of energy is concerned. You max out on foot-pounds of energy in an AK-47 at maybe 1,600 with the right round, maybe 1,500. I'd have to go look, but I don't know any personally that are over 1,400. So maybe with the right round you do that, but in a 30-30 you can max out in 1,700, 1,800, 1,900 foot-pounds of energy. And an AR-15, same thing. This one has 2,400 foot-pounds of energy, same as a 308 or a good 6.5 Creedmoor load or a light 308 load. So this thing is almost like better than your 270 as far as power is concerned that you traded and sold.
Yeah, don't remind me about that. The AK is plenty powerful. There are people in villages taking out polar bears with their AK. I had a friend that took out like a walrus that weighed almost 2,000 pounds with his AK, just using ball ammo. I got this from Alex Petikoff, by the way. It's his little Serbian mag. Great mag. It actually holds open after the last round. But
that's neat.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. But I think that 7.62 by 39 is very capable. That guy in the Russian River used a 5.45 to take out a brown bear, and this is way more stopping power than a 5.45.
Well, yeah, the round's capable.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Okay, he admitted
it's capable, but it's not nearly as capable as for 200 or 300 yard caribou shots, or not as near as capable for 200 or 300 yard shots on a moose or a black bear. Like, if you want to hunt with it, yeah, but I mean, even the maximum effective range is considered, 400 yards by most infantrymen that carry an AK.
And I'm not doing a lot of hunting over 400 yards. That's rare.
Yeah, well, so I do.
Over 400 yards?
Oh yeah, I could have shot. I've taken one caribou at 459. I've seen moose at 400 or 500 yards that I could have taken if they were legal. I spotted my caribou this year. I put a stalk on them and I got close. But you're gonna have to be as good as me at stalking to use that thing in the open tundra. So.
And I think you can be plenty accurate with it, like you said, out to 400 yards or even more. But my final point is, in very cold weather, this is never going to fail, whereas the AR-15 is known for failing comparatively. I mean, these things, any negative 30 degrees.
Yeah, well, I don't hunt in negative 30 degrees. I like to stay inside and, hunt from the sofa and on my phone with online shopping at Midway USA or someplace like that, buying reloading components. That's what I do hunting in negative 30 degrees.
There's people in early spring that have had their firing pins frozen. And I mean, in the mornings, it gets very cold, even during our hunting, the seasons we hunt, weather can move in, it can get very cold. With an AR, a lot of times you're going to have problems, where with these guys, you're not going to have problems.
So the only people that have frozen firing pins are ones that use water-based soluble oils and solvents. I mean, that's gonna, if you put a water base in that, that's gonna freeze up too.
Okay,
And
well,
so-
besides that,
Yeah.
ARs are not as reliable as AKs.
I mean, Mac has that 10,000 round test where he never cleans it. Mitchell Defense has that AR with 17,500 rounds without any lubrication or cleaning. So, I mean, I can't say that an actual, a well-built AR is not as reliable as a well-built AK.
Disagree.
All right.
Disagree.
Yeah.
You have made a lot of good points, and I'm kind of fighting an uphill battle here.
It's all about accuracy, baby. Only
yeah.
accurate rifles are interesting.
Yeah, but I still think that that's a myth, that you can be extremely accurate with an AK.
Cool. Prove it with your groups.
Okay, challenge accepted. But let us know in the comments what you guys think. I still think he's wrong, and not completely wrong, but I still think that. What do you think? Can an AK be a good choice at times?
Oh, sure. Yeah. It can be a great choice if you're trying to blend in with the Hajis.
Now,
And the commies.
you said that you do not like. I've got the Winchester Deer Country XP.
Deer season.
Deer season. You don't like that?
No, I've used it in 300 Blackout. I've tested it on my channel, 300 Blackout and 5.56. That was a versus video, and 243 and 6.5 Creedmoor. And every single one of them, it just shatters. It hits that pork shoulder, shatters into a million little pieces. It's just as bad as Hornady SST or ELDX.
And,
SST stands for Super Sucky Explosive Tip. Like, it's
Disagree.
only unethical hunters use SST and ELDX.
I could not disagree more. I love SST. I dropped a caribou, and it just dropped. It punched a hole as big as my fist. I'll show you I still have the hide.
I've shot a deer.
I could put my fist through the hide.
I've shot a deer with a 308 165 grain 16-inch barrel in Georgia, and never found her. Only found hair and a little drop of blood. That thing had exploded on the hide. Exploded on the hide, right in the front shoulder quarter.
Mine
The SST
exploded out the back of it.
Well,
and
you
made a big hole.
You got lucky and got one of Hornady's good batches or something.
Yeah.
Or maybe they accidentally bonded part of it or something.
Lots of people love that. But I do have some
SSD
PPU soft point, so I'm going to switch that small mag into this. You say that's better than
A
this.
soft point is much better than a SST any day of the week for hunting and penetrating like black bears and stuff. Didn't you have those 4570 FTX rounds perform badly on a black bear? Didn't you say it would perform in one of your early videos?
It took a few. Yeah, it took a few shots.
Yeah, well, it's the same thing with the SST. It's just worse.
Disagree.
So.
But anyways, let us know who won, who was right, who's the victor. He's made some good points. Maybe he's 51% right, but he's not completely right, and I'm not completely wrong.
I'd give it 72-28.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Let us know in the comments who won.
My name is Chuke. I like to trade my guns just for fun, but now I have none. Oh, look, get shot by a bear, but I don't care. I got a 10mm. Chuke's Outdoor Adventure.